Jungkook's point of view. What's this I hear about a wedding? And why haven't I been invited already? Taehyun, he just proposed. Who else will give you away, huh? You should have told me as soon as you agreed. But we just... Damn, this is better than any reality show I have ever watched. And you? He turns to me, pointing an accusing finger in my face as he glares. As a gentleman, you should have asked my permission to marry my sister. YN rushes to explain and I sigh, moving away from the duo, grabbing a pack of instant popcorn. The oven beeps when it's done with my popcorn and the sound makes them stop, both of them turning to me. Did you just? Taehyung trails off. Made popcorn? I shrug innocently, turning away to grab my ball from the oven. Delicious buttery popcorn for me. They glare harder when I pop a handful into my mouth. Please, by all means, go ahead. I repeat my statement and laugh, bolting to the door when the two of them pounce on me. I don't know how many hours or minutes have passed by. YN? She breathes, skimming her lips down my neck as she places little kisses. Yep, we're cuddling. My breath hitches when she bites slightly. Will you go on a date with me this Saturday? The implication of something more is clear as day in my sentence. It's better than asking outright if she would do the deed with me, right? She freezes, her arms that are around my hips stiffen as she slowly pulls back her face. Are you sure? Surer than I have ever been about anything before. Oh, okay, she says quickly, leaning forward and burying her neck in my neck quietly. I chuckle. Okay, what movie were we watching again? She laughs as well, relaxing slightly as she rolls her eyes at me. It's Saturday evening and I'm checking the mirror for the 100th time, getting ready for the date. Will she like me? Hate me? Will she... Shut up, you're not that innocent that you're gonna fumble, and even if that happens, I'll take control, my wolf declares. What? I exclaim back shocked. I'm just stating the facts, human. Nothing to be ashamed about. Where are we going? We are sitting in the backseat of a limo. I lean forward and kiss her blindfolded eyes. You look like a goddess, I whisper in her ear. You're changing the topic. Tell me where we are going. We are here, I announce, feeling all jittery and nervous as the car rolls to a stop. Remember, Jungkook, don't expect too much. Awkwardness is bound to happen. Put her pleasure before yours. Be patient. Yeah, that's what I read online, which is worth remembering. I help her out of the car, leading her up the small flight of stairs and into the building, untying the blindfold. She blinks a few times and then she turns to me, her jaw dropping slightly in a silent gasp. How did you, goddess? Realization lights her features and then she's throwing her arms around my neck. I love you so much, Jungkook. Yes, the living room of our house is decorated with 1,000 little wax lamps and scented candles, with a square dining table in the middle, a meal for two with a bouquet of mixed flowers and wine adorning it. I choose our house because, I don't know, I feel like it's the best choice for the memory that we'll cherish forever. I love you too, I chuckle, but that's cut off by her lips on mine kissing me. I'm shocked by her sudden enthusiasm, but I return the kiss nonetheless, wrapping her tightly in my arms. YN, shall we skip dinner? I smirk. She looks hopeful. Shall we? No, come on, I have got your favorite wine. We are halfway into the meal, conversation flowing easily but breaking into awkward silence and stutters at times because both of us know what's coming next. Do you like the food? I ask after a moment of abrupt silence. Loving it, she replies, chewing slowly. I nod and my gaze wanders to the bouquet which I completely forgot. Hey, I know you're not a flower kind of girl, but I choose these flowers especially for you. Oh, they're nice. What do they mean? She asks after a bite, looking at me curiously. The gladiolus in the middle means strength of character, and the lilac means first love, the callas stands for regality, and the orchid symbolizes your delicate beauty. The single red rose means passionate love. She stops breathing. Pass the pepper, please, she says after a moment, swallowing her food slowly as her eyes darken with a familiar dilation that I have seen too many times in the past few days. Desire. As the table is too wide, I stand up, leaning forward and placing it near her food. Some sauce is taken on her upper lip. I quickly lean forward and latch onto her upper lip, sucking off the sauce on it. Tastiest sauce on earth. I pull back, but still maintain only a few millimeters gap between our lips, looking into the storm of emotions in her dark grey eyes. I gulp. Ryan leans forward and closes the tiny gap between us, her mouth hard on mine as she drops the fork with a clang and wraps her hand around my neck, her fingers getting lost in my hair. I chuckle, placing my hands on her shoulders and pushing her back on the seat. She pouts and I chuckle even more. I bend down, scooping her up in my arms suddenly, making her squeal in surprise. I cut off her surprise squeal by placing my lips on hers, to which she responded with a low moan, wrapping her arms around me. I smile into the kiss, making my way up to our room on the first floor, effortlessly carrying my girl in my arms. When we reach the familiar black door, Ryan opens the doorknob, pushing it open. I kicked the door shut when I got inside, and she once again gasped in surprise. I didn't do much here, just lit up a few hundred candles on the floor and windows and scattered some rose petals on the bed. Ryan turns to me with rapidly blinking eyes. It's like you read my mind, you know. I wanted to ask you if we could stay home because I wanted it to be in a place that's only ours, and you did exactly. I place a quick kiss on her lips, cutting her off. Talk less, work more, I smirk, and her cheeks redden slightly. I smirk and walk over to the bed, throwing her in the middle. She yelps in shock and hurries to pull down the hem of her dress. I kick off my shoes and pull off my socks, slowly making my way to the center of the bed and climbing onto it. She slowly crawls back, struggling to pull down her dress. Are you sure you want to give yourself to me, Ryan? I whisper hoarsely against her throat, and she gulps slightly, nodding against my hair. Her warm hands breaks the hesitation and sets the animal in me free, and suddenly, clothes flying everywhere, all the shyness and doubts, that faltering movements turning into a fluid dance that seems like something natural. Hands and mouth and tongue touching places never touched, and then we give our first time to each other. And when the two of us are about to reach our heights of pleasure, I lean forward, my extended fangs sinking into the skin of her neck. She goes absolutely wild, thrashing and gasping, and eyes rolling back as she rides out the pleasure, holding on to me tightly, arms and legs around me. I breathe in her newly changing scent, licking away the few droplets of blood trickling down her skin. While I'm busy not to waste a single droplet of her blood, suddenly her sharp fangs are tearing the skin off my neck and sinking in, pushing me over the edge and into a realm of pleasure that makes me see stars. Crap, I didn't know that I was missing out on something this good. Ryan slaps my chest and I realize a moment later that she read my thoughts, and then I feel it too, the connection between us. I love you so much, Ryan, I say through heavy breath, unable to stop the words. I love you too, Gook. You up for round 2? I think we can go up to round 12. I laugh, doing exactly just that. Days later. Whoa, easy the tiger, I comment, watching her storm. Yes, she actually stormed like a kid to the small chair, but then scowls at me. Your best friend is here. Best friend? Oh, Nora, I asked, shocked. Yes, she's here to apologize. What? How? I don't understand. You know already that Damon and I apologized and signed a treaty between our packs. Apparently, whatever happened between the two of you was Dave's doing, so they want to apologize and make peace with you. Okay, I'm ready to meet them, I guess. A few beats pass by, and finally there's a quiet knock on the door, which opens slowly, revealing the best friend and her mate I hadn't seen in so long. Lenora Andrews looks better than the last time I saw her properly. She feels her clothes now. Her wrist no longer looks like two twigs. There's some color on her cheeks, and she somehow looks healthy and well pampered. My heart expands with joy, and an involuntary smile stretches my lips. Cook, Nora sighs as she drops into the chair, her hand held tightly in Damon's. Damon nods at Nora, making his way to my mate. So, how are you doing, Lenora? She winces. Yeah, I deserve that. She nods. I'm so sorry, Jungkook. She says, her eyes reflecting deep regret. I get it, Nora. You're sorry. It's okay. What's done is done. Please just tell me what exactly happened. You really want to know? She hesitates. Fine. I was in love with you, Cook. Shock? I don't know if I can describe this emotion with any other word. In the next millisecond, before I could anticipate, Ryan pounces on top of Nora like a lioness going after its prey, and the two of them land on the floor. Ryan, no! My plea falls on deaf ears. Damon grabs her shoulders, trying to rip her off his mate. Please, Ryan, I have to talk to her. You know that I'm yours. She swallows and walks to the edge of my bed. Tell me. I was always in love with you, Cook. That's the truth. At least I thought I was in love with you. My best friend was in love with me. But I knew you didn't like me more than a friend. And I knew that if I tried anything with you, I might lose you as a friend. No, I would have never stopped being your friend. I know you wouldn't have abandoned me. But I also know you might have forced yourself to act like you like me to spare my feelings, or never given your mate a chance out of guilt. Would I have done that? The answer is pretty easy. Yes, I would have definitely done that. Don't beat yourself up over it, Cook. It wasn't your fault. You're a great friend, and you did everything a good friend can do and much more. All those times you faced bullying for me, taking the blame for every mistake I do, protecting me in every single way possible. How could I not love you? I feel like I was betrayed somehow. But then you met your mate and I was crushed. I felt like my world was pulled away from underneath me because I admitted I was insecure. I didn't think you'd still be my friend. I gaped at her, stunned beyond words. How could you, Nora? No matter what she is or however you might think she is, she's still my soulmate, the person chosen by the goddess herself as my life partner. How could... I'm so sorry, Jungkook, please. It's fine, Lenora, please. Just give me some time. I can't talk to you like this. And the worst part of it all, I still feel guilty that I stopped fighting for us, for giving up on our friendship. Because I love you, Lenora. You were the only real family I had growing up. Tears well in her eyes as she blinks fast, trying to hold them in. She nods rapidly, standing up as she spins around, but I didn't see her exit because my eyes fall close. I feel a smooth hand rub my back as the hand goes to my waist as she hugs me close. Pulling her closer, I wrap my arm around her waist, letting my head rest on her shoulder as I close my eyes. It's okay, Gook. We like Damon's Bugatti. I chuckle at that. Despite everything that just happened, it's always awesome to have a mate. We are on our way to an Italian restaurant, and Ryan looks angelic in the white dress I had picked out. Our food and wine arrives then, and we busy ourselves in eating the food when Ryan seems to notice something. Hey, wait! Is that Taehyung and Nicole? I exhale in relief that she finally noticed, turning to the waiter and nodding in signal. And goddess, that's David and Jonathan and Sky. The entire pack is here. She turns to me with wide eyes. A suited server rolls over a simple chocolate cake, placing the 18-candle dessert on our table. Her jaw drops slightly as everyone stand up from their tables, and form a loose circle around us, and she surveys the crowd with shock and delight, turning to finally meet my eyes. You were so concentrated on being with me, you didn't even notice our pack. I chuckled. Happy birthday, Ryan! I grin, saying it finally, and I stand up, dropping to one knee as I pull out the small black box from my suit pocket. My mind goes blank as I stare at the eyes of my mate, the woman I love, who's currently staring down at me with shock. Ryan, I had practiced such a long speech, but to be honest, I can't remember a single word right now. I admit truthfully. All I want to say is, I just can't live without you, okay? I can't and don't even want to imagine it. I love you with every fiber of my being, and you're stuck with me forever. Please just marry me, alright? I see her eyes well with moisture as she blinks them back rapidly, shaking her head in disbelief as she stares down at the classic Winston heart-shaped diamond ring. To me, the plain platinum band and the single diamond shaped like a heart had immediately reminded me of Ryan because it was just like her heart. So beautiful, yet so hard and strong. Since you haven't given me a choice, I don't think I can refuse. She grins, biting down on her lower lip. But hell, I'll just say it yes. I'll marry you, Jungkook. I love you so damn much and I'll be honored to spend the rest of my life with you. She whispers, her voice cracking slightly, cloaked with emotion. I exhale in relief and pull the ring from the box, sliding it onto her finger. Applause erupts around us and I see Taehyun clapping away like a maniac, the biggest grin on his face along with Nicole, who is whistling loudly. It's a perfect fit, the single largest stone in the middle shining in the lights with every movement of her hand. I stand up and Ryan meets me halfway, wrapping her arms around my neck in a kiss. Do you like the ring? It's perfect, Gook. It's everything I have hoped for and more, she whispers back. We then sing the happy birthday Alpha and Ryan cuts the cake with blushing cheeks, neatly feeding me a small scare of the chocolatey goodness. But when it comes to my turn, I cut a huge piece and shove all the entire thing on her face, smearing cream all over her cheeks. Ryan scolds at me, taking a piece of the cake and shoves it back on my face, smearing cream everywhere as I yelp, laughing in surprise. When we both turn around in search of Taehyun, we find him already eating a piece of the cake. He feels everyone's confused stare and look up, and I actually see the tips of his ears turning red. Is he blushing? What? He says defensively. I was hungry, okay? Everyone burst into laughter, and the moment couldn't be any more perfect. A smile tugs at the corner of my lips as I stare at my mate, laughing so carelessly in front of so many people, and an immense feeling of having achieved something great envelops me. She noticed me looking at her. A penny for your thoughts. Nothing, my Alpha. I was just thinking how lucky I am. I love you. She brushes slightly, grinning. I love you too. As long as I have her by my side, I will never feel the loss of not having certain things like a mother or a father in my life. She's my everything. She's my love. She's my best friend and she's my Alpha.